Welcome to the Holistic Health Show, where the worlds of science and spirituality converge to illuminate a path towards total well-being. Join us as we embark on a journey to bridge the gap between Western medicine and complementary therapies, offering you a roadmap to embrace a proactive, holistic approach to your health. It's time to empower yourself with choices that nurture your body, mind, and soul. Welcome to a world of infinite possibilities for your optimal health. Welcome back to the Holistic Health Show, and thanks again, as always, for joining me today. Today, I have a special guest on the show. He is Patrice Krysztofiak, and he's joining us from France. Thank you so much. I know it's late, Patrice. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you, Amy, for having me on your show.
It's my pleasure. Now, Patrice, you are a medical intuitive, and I'm pretty excited to learn a little bit more about what this is and how you got into being a medical intuitive, and maybe a little bit about what you did before. I feel like this might have been an interesting journey, and I'd love to just hand it over to you to share that journey with us.
Okay, so I'm going to start with what I was doing before and how I got there, actually. So I used to be a computer programmer, and then I started in the early 2000s web agency, and I was building websites. And I was also writing software, tech stuff like this. And over the years, I was building my own websites. And in 2019, decided to build with a friend a website that was a dentist directory for the French market, but we did not respect regulation. We were just kids playing with sensitive data.
Oh,
And
gosh.
I actually got sued for this website
Yeah.
because we didn't ask permission to use the names of the dentist. We didn't realize that. Actually, it's not like a company name. It's like private data because it's like the name of the person.
Yeah.
And it was very deceptive for the consumer
Mm.
because they were thinking of finding dentists faster, blah, blah, blah. We did not word things correctly. And I got sued because I was in the legal terms of the website, and I risked $300,000 euros, is about the same in dollars, of fine and 3 years in jail. So it
Wow.
went through it's like the equivalent of the Better Business Bureau in France. It's the police, actually. It's a commercial police. It's a different section of the police, but it's the same thing. So you had like the full interrogatory, like in movies and everything. That was crazy. That
Wow.
was horrible. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to pay this. I'm just a one-man company. What am I going to do? Same time, my mom passed away. So I had a double depression on me, and I did not know what to do. And every night when I was go to bed, I would say, please don't wake up the next day. I did not want to wake up anymore. I
Gosh.
did not have suicidal thoughts, but I did not want to live anymore. And that's when my guitar teacher told me, Patrice, you should do meditation. So I started meditation. Actually, my wife tried to get me to meditation before, but I did not listen. So listeners,
You know, it's always interesting. My husband is guilty of the same. I can tell him anything till I'm blue in the face, but somebody else says it to him one time and he'll do it.
yeah. So listeners, listen to your wife, okay?
Mm. Perfect.
And I started meditation, and after a few weeks or months, I don't know, because I did not keep a journal, don't remember, I entered into the light for 20 seconds. And I was at the lowest point in my life. And for these 20 seconds, I was surrounded by light and love and laughter. I was laughing so hard. It was hilarious. And my wife came to see me in the room, and she said, what's happening? Did you smoke weed or something?
Yes.
And I said, no, I entered into the light. I don't know what it was. It's when people have NDEs or stuff like this, they say I entered into the light when they die. It was the same thing.
Mm.
And that was it. It was just a short episode. And that's when I said to my wife, I cannot stay in France because the lawsuit was still going and stuff like this. It was just too much pressure. I said, we need a change of scenery. Let's go to Portugal. And we went to Portugal. We got very, very lucky. This was right before COVID, and we could afford to buy a little studio. The bank made us a mortgage, so we could buy a little studio there. And I said, okay, I'm 50 years old. I'm going to take care of myself for the first time in my life, because I was a total workaholic. I was working all the time. I really enjoyed working. That was not a bad thing. But I'm going to take care of myself. I'm 50 years old. So I went for a massage every week to the massage place that was by our little apartment. But what I did not know is that the lady was actually a real shaman, and she got trained by Nepalese monks. She actually went to Nepal to train there, and she was doing energy work. I did not know anything about energy work. And over the time, she completely cleaned me up. And one day on the massage table, I vomited energy. I went, "Whoa," and it was like a texture coming out of my mouth. And I said, "What's that?" And she said, "I got it."
Mm.
And we looked at each other, and I understood she got the darkness in me from all the problems and stuff like this. And after that day, I felt really good. I felt free. I felt happy. I had these moments of pure bliss just watching the gate of the garage open, for example. It was like orgasmic. Honestly, it was it was orgasmic.
Yeah.
And this was completely crazy. And then when people started to touch me, I would start to see little objects, like little emojis on them. I was, what is that? Like a little heart, if they were happy, or a mask if it was a liar. And I was
You must have been very confused at first.
not confused because I totally embraced the journey. It's like
Okay.
at the same time I remembered that this thing existed. It was
Mm.
like my soul, remember, if I can say it like this. And it
Yeah,
made total
okay.
sense. It made total sense. I was not afraid. And this is what the lady who was giving me the massage told me. She was telling me, be careful with energies and things like that. I did not understand what she was talking about because I was not afraid of anything. And so that was it for this moment. And then I went for another massage and I started to experience this. This was like dreams, but it's like full HD. It's more real than this reality. And that is when I started experimenting my own past lives. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. The first one, I did not realize what it was. I thought it was just a dream, but it had a different texture to it. It had the emotions. It was like 360 degrees. The picture quality was full HD. I could not make this up because with my glasses, I cannot see this clear. I could
Yeah.
not invent this picture. I was like, what is this? This is something different. And this is when I started to research about past lives and stuff like that. I was like, oh my God, I got so lucky to experience this. Some people are looking to do this again and again. And I got 10 trips like this of 1 hour. So that was it. Then we went back to France. Lockdown happened, blah, blah, blah. And my wife was sick for more than 10 years, actually. And we did a Reiki course online just for fun because there was a lockdown. We didn't know what to do. We said, just do a Reiki course online. We bought a $20 course. We thought it was completely fake. In fact, that was perfectly real. It was absolutely amazing. And we did a ritual, my wife, to see if we could figure out a health problem because no healthcare professional could figure it out. She went through all the tests and stuff like this. They could not find out what she had. She had difficulties breathing. She has always low energy and her health was getting worse and worse. Her skin was getting worse. So we invented a ritual. We did some breathing and we were goofing around. We were laughing so hard. We thought we were just crazy. And this is when I got my first flash. I saw inside her body, like X-ray or MRI, but full HD. And I saw a parasite with a shape. And then I got the second flash, another parasite with a shape. I went immediately on Google. I said, what is that? I typed words that made absolutely no sense. And the first picture that came on Google image was actually my vision, actually. It was the name of the parasite with the picture. I could not make this up. I'm not a medical professional. I could not know this thing. And we got very, very lucky because this was during the lockdown and they did not want people out. So we did an online appointment with a doctor. And we said, this is what my wife has. She has this parasite. We had never heard of it. They looked it up in their dictionary. We have the books or whatever. And they printed us a PDF of the prescription. They did not ask any lab test. We're like, wow, they didn't even ask for a lab test. This is just impossible. In France, you want the medicine, you need at least a lab test to prove that you have this disease. And they just gave it like this. It was like organized by the guides or whether the universe, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, so that it was easy for us. So she took the medicine. She got like all the red dots on her skin, like all the parasites died and her health improved. This was my first vision inside the body for some people. So this is now my new shift of career is medical intuitive. I can help people with their health journey. So it's not always a vision like this, but I'm going to come back to it later because then some friends ask us what Reiki was because they had never heard about Reiki and energy work. So they wanted to try it just for fun. So we have a friend, he's an executive of a big company in Germany, and he does not believe in energy at all. They did not believe. And the guy is limping for many, many years. He's been limping. I do a Reiki session on him on the massage table here at home. We have a little place where we do our little massage. And I see a little movie when I'm on his leg. I see him kicking a guy in the head, actually. And I hear our friend is like, oh, what's happening? And he says, I have the taste of blood in my mouth. And he's screaming. And I'm telling him, I'm seeing one of your past life, I think. You're kicking a guy in the head. And the guy starts crying. He's like, oh, what's happening? And that's it. And when he gets off the massage table, he doesn't limp anymore. Instantly.
Wow.
What like, whoa, what was that? That was absolutely crazy. So we did with other friends and people we know, and I had a lady with fibroid. And this was absolutely incredible. This was a physical, I had the patient in front of me. I do a Reiki on her, and I start to see the energy of the fibroid, and this is the first time I could feel energy in my hands. It was like I was pulling a gummy bear, but a long snake, out of the belly of the woman. That was so weird. Honestly, that was so weird. I would tell myself this 3 years ago, I would think, Patrice, you're crazy.
I believe that. Yeah.
And I
So
made a
you've had
mistake.
an amazing career switch. So I would imagine some of these things that are now suddenly occurring seemed, almost unbelievable,
Yeah,
except that you're living
unbelievable.
it. Yeah.
And I made a mistake in this session. I touched her belly. When I did my hands like this, I was doing moves. I don't know why I was doing moves. I was just following my intuition. And one of my hand touched her belly, and the energy of the fibroid shot through my hand, and I had a burn mark inside my hand here. Physical burn mark. I have a photo. And I thought, oh my God, energy is real. It's the real stuff. The lady in Portugal was right. This is dangerous. You have to be careful about what you do. And I lost my sight for 2 minutes.
Wow.
My eyesight went completely red. I was blind. I was just seeing red. And that's when I received a message in my head. Please go outside, go touch a big rock. We're very lucky there's a big rock in our garden. I touched the rock and my eyesight changed to green. And this is when I realized, oh my God, this is Archangel Raphael. I don't know why. I don't know how I knew this. I knew nothing about archangels. This was like an evidence. This is an archangel. And my eyesight started to come back. So I go back to the patient. It was like 5 or 6 minutes later. So that my eyesight recovered and stuff like this. I continue the Reiki, and I start to receive instructions very clearly. Like in the news, when there is sign language person in the corner on the TV, and it was 2 hands on my vision, so I could see the patient. And on top of my vision, I had 2 hands in the corner, and they were showing me mudras. And they were explaining me, if you do this type of work, you have to do this mudras so the energy doesn't shoot through your body. I was like, whoa, I did not know anything about mudras. I've never been to Buddhist school or whatever. I'm just a regular Frenchman, a geek. I just could not make this up. I was like, whoa, this was so cool. And that continued, and then I was very curious. I really embraced the journey, so I went to see like other Reiki practitioners to talk with them, and they said, oh my God, Patrice, this is so cool. You're not afraid. This is amazing. And I wanted to know if this worked remotely, because Reiki is supposed to work remotely. So I tried to find sick people. It was very, very difficult to find sick people who wanted to play the game, and I found a forum in the US, and I found 10 people. And I asked them, please don't tell me your name. Don't tell me what you are. Don't even tell me if you're a man or a woman. I'm just going to use the nickname of the forum. It was very, very difficult to get information because I was beginning my journey. But the information got delivered in dreams, and it was full HD. I was like a little camera inside their body. So I would describe patient number 1. This is what you have. And they were saying yes. So this is the name were incorrect because I did not know the medical terms. But I was describing, you have a lung disease or something in your lungs, right lung, there is something. I think For another lady, I saw dots all over her body. I said, this is dots and this is nervous problems. It's like your body is like a Picasso. I remember that's what I told her. I told her, your body is like a Picasso painting. There is a leg instead of your arm. I don't understand. The nervous system is completely messed up. And she said, yes, I have Lyme disease and my nervous system is completely messed up. This was very incredible. But the most incredible one was a kid. This was a lucid dream that lasted 7 hours because I'm completely lucid. I could talk with the organs and everything. A kid with lung disease. And I start the dream, full HD in his lungs. That was so beautiful. I don't know if you've ever done like medicinal plants like ayahuasca or things like this.
Yes.
You get these visuals with colors that don't exist. In my dream, it's like that. It's like a resolution and colors that don't exist on Earth. But it was inside the body of the person. It was so beautiful, like a hologram. And then I see, okay, this is going to sound crazy. I see Luigi from the video game Super Mario and Luigi. So the green guy. But I knew it was Archangel Raphael. And I said, oh my God, Raphael, what are you doing as Luigi on the lungs of the kid? And he's pulling a sword out of the lung. And that was it. That lasted a long time. This dream lasted 7 hours. I don't know why it was. And then a few days later, I get a message from the parents. And this is a kid healed miraculously from his disease. It was just a miracle. We don't know what happened. And this has happened more and more from people I had dreams for. I don't know. It's not me. I'm not doing a healing, obviously. That was incredible. So I tried to reach that dream state in the day because it was too long in dreams, because I would put my intention every day before I would go to bed, but I would only get like 1 dream a week or 2 dreams a week. I said, I want to help more people. It was obvious I could help people. I don't know if that works. I just know it's working, but for me, that's enough. And then I started to practice during the day. And this is how I got to the medical intuitive. I started for free to see if I was crazy. And so it started, I had like patients with little problematics, with big problematics, like skin problems or chronic pain. I had a lot of chronic pain at the beginning. People don't know they have pain in their articulation and stuff like this. So I do the reading. Their pain is gone after. We don't know why, how, but now I know why. But at the time, I did not know why. This is how I started my journey as a medical intuitive. And what was a very big game changer, one day I had a medical doctor booking a session with me. She said, I have a hand disease in my hands. Nobody can figure out what it is. She could not bend her fingers anymore. Her fingers were super puffy. I received clear instructions on what to do, because sometimes it's not purely holistic. I receive instructions that are very 3D. Let's call it like this. It's like, go buy this cream, put it on your fingers. And I received instructions with a plant, cream with a plant that she had never heard of. She went to see all the specialists. Nobody could figure out what she had. She said, go buy this cream. It's camp-free. It's very famous in France, but she had never heard about it in the US. And she wrote to me 30 days later. She said her hand's completely healed. She can fold her fingers, no problem. I had another lady with diabetes, same thing. She asked me, can you help me? So I hear a yes or no in my ear, and I heard a no. But I say, wait, because I'm getting a visual. I'm seeing horses. So I'm telling her, are there horses by your house? And she says, yes, 1.5 miles away. And I receive instructions. I said, go see them for 30 days. They can help you. I don't know how. That sounds crazy. The lady was so desperate that she tried it. 30 days later, her diabetes gone. It's, and this is how I got to medical intuitive. And now people are calling me to get either information on what to do in the physical or get the holistic version that does something.
I can see why you were questioning yourself if you were crazy or not at first. It just all sounds so unbelievable, but the results you're getting are amazing, you know? If, they're coming back and saying that it's all better. I'm so intrigued by this.
It's incredible.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this for?
I started professionally because I'm still in a shift of career in July of this year, but I started to do it for free and with dreams in November of last year. So the journey was extremely quick, honestly. And I embraced every session, everything, every experience. It's amazing.
That's what I was going to say. It's just as well that you really embraced it because I mean it's quite intimidating all the things that are happening, and I could see many people just saying no, I'm not open to these visions or
Uh,
I'm not going to go full feet. So it's a wonderful thing you've
yes,
done.
yeah, because some visions are very disturbing, especially for traumas. Because
Mm,
I've seen a lot of rapes and things like this from actually this life. I can see the
yeah.
movie, what happened. I relive the scene. I feel the pain of people also.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's my duty to help people to recover. It's extremely incredible on traumas. It's like I can see the energy of a trauma on the body, either in the body or outside. Sometimes it's outside, like a ball of energy like this. And this can be manipulated. I don't know by which miracle. It helps people. That's all matters. That matters. And people like women the next day, they say, oh my God, I can walk in the street. I'm not afraid anymore. It's
Wow.
like I've
Wow,
had
that's
so many.
powerful.
Yes, it's
Mm,
incredible. Honestly, I'm blown away.
yeah.
And I know it's not me. I'm obviously not. I don't know by which
Well,
force that works. I'm just a channel for
yeah,
some
it's some gift
energy.
you've been given. It's yeah.
Mm.
So I'm curious, how I guess I have 2 questions, and they may kind of bounce off each other. The first one is, if you're just walking in the street, do you just does it occur that somebody you don't know who hasn't approached you or asked you a question, you're suddenly overwhelmed by their energy? Yeah, I guess that's my first question. We'll start there. Can it happen that you see something even if somebody isn't asking you for help and you just become overwhelmed by that sensation?
So yes, I can see like this. If I want to, I can turn it off. If I want now, at
Mm,
the beginning, I could not turn it off. It was a bit
yeah.
I was supposed to learn, but I'm not overwhelmed, and this is one of my
Mm,
gift. Uh,
yeah.
I don't get the other people's emotion in me. I'm not affected at all. It's like I have
Okay.
this bubble of protection. So I've met mediums and other professionals who can see energies. And they told me I have a bubble of energy around me all the
Yeah.
time, and they had never seen that. It's very unique.
Yeah, wow. And then sorry, the other question has eluded me. It's just sitting here. I guess oh, yes. Do you have so then you don't need to necessarily have somebody's permission to see these visions, but I guess your approach with them, you'd only be approaching people who are coming to you, or have you had an instance where, you've gone up to some random stranger and said, "Hey, I just felt called to speak to you or tell you this," or how do you kind of approach navigate, I guess, all that?
People find me. I don't know by which
Mm,
miracle. From all over the world. I've had people from India, from Amazonia. We don't even have internet. They find me. It's like it's coming from a divine source. I have no idea.
wow.
Uh, and sometimes, yes, it happened 2 times actually that I helped random strangers. Once at the hairdresser, I saw a flash in the lady's lungs. In the hairdresser, I said, "What's wrong with your lungs?" I saw a lightning bolt, and she said, "I'm having a lung problem since the beginning of the year, and it doesn't go away." And we did a session in the hairdresser, and 1 week later, it was gone. And the other guy was a shaman from Amazonia, and he was walking in front of me, and I saw he had clothes on, and I saw a red flash in his back, like a little circle. And I said, "What's wrong with your back?" I saw a red dot. So it's not always very clear how the information is transmitted, but it's enough to start the discussion.
Mm,
And he said, "Yes, I used to build roofs. I completely destroyed my body." And I said,
yeah.
"If you want, we can try." And he said, "Yes." I was very surprised. He said, "Yes," because I'm just a beginner and I'm not from this world of energy stuff, really. And he could describe exactly what was happening in my head, and that blew my mind. He said, "Oh my God, you are like a scanner of light. It's like a laser pointer that goes through all the cells of the body, and it goes directly where the pain is or the source of the pain." And so we did this. And the next morning, he said, "Patrice, something incredible happened." He said, "I had a lump in the top of my back. I didn't tell you about that." He said, "It's
Mm.
gone. I had it for years." And absolutely mysterious and amazing. And the guy hugged me, and it was incredible. He was blown away. Me too.
That's so yeah, of course. I would imagine that, especially this being so, you didn't necessarily grow up with this sort of, in this world. So it
Mm-mm.
must be even still, and I know it's still kind of fresh for you, but every time you go through this, you must kind of think, wow, how did I do that? And how amazing is it that I was able to do that?
Oh, yeah. And to
Mm,
answer your question before, because I wanted to add something.
yeah.
Uh, even in sessions, I do not see everything. Some things are only accessible if people ask, and I don't know why. It's still something I'm investigating. I cannot see everything if people don't tell me everything. At the beginning in my first sessions, yes, but it's less and less the case. People have to be more precise in their questions. They have to tell me I have a problem with my knee or with my liver,
Okay.
or I have fatigue. So if they tell me I have a lot of lack of energy, so in my mind I ask where is the lack of energy from, and I'm going to get the vision of the source of the problem. So it can be the liver, for example, or the digestion, or sometimes it's a family member that makes them tired. I say, okay, maybe your mom is screaming at you all the time and she makes you tired. It's incredible. I wanted to add this because this is important.
Yeah.
Because I had a case with a guy who said, oh my God, just a medical intuitive. You're supposed to find everything. I don't need to tell you anything. And he was super upset and he did not tell me anything and I did not find anything. That was a very big lesson for me. So,
Well, there needs to be a two-way street sometimes. And the person, I guess there's an element of, that sort of approach, it kind of feels closed off. And so how are you really going to get past that wall if there's already kind of this wall up and a block there, I would imagine.
definitely.
Yeah, it feels like that. Anyway, I don't really know, but it just having worked with energy myself, that's what it reads to me as, somebody who's trying to test you and kind of putting a block up.
Mhm.
Yeah, so sometimes it's a matter of, you do this scan and you see, like a sort of like a treatment, like go see the horses or put the cream on. But then you mentioned other times, like in the case with the boy who had the lung problems, it's not that you didn't go tell him to do anything, did you? You just did this scan and then you saw that a sword being taken out of his lungs, and then this was all that needed to happen for him to lose, heal?
Yes, so sometimes some beings come and do the work. That's what people call archangels,
Yeah,
angels,
okay,
and
yeah.
ascended masters. I've seen like Buddha or other ones, like Kuan Yin. Some I did not even know, so I could not make them up to research them because I didn't know who they were.
Mhm.
So, oh my God, I've seen this picture. Who is that? So, and I'm asking other people, and they look on the internet, and it's a picture I see. I did not
Yeah,
know this picture. I could not make this up.
yeah.
And for some people, it's past lives also. I see a lot of past lives, which is actually I read like last week in Buddhist text. They say that 80% of diseases of
Past
people
lives.
are issued from past life. The cells remember the problem.
Yeah. I've done 2 recordings now. One is currently published on past live healing, and it's the stuff we hang on to is, it's a shame really that we do hang on to it because it impacts us from, whatever life it started in until. So past life work is also remarkable. Now, I had a question about when you're doing these scans or you're connecting with these people, are you also sending Reiki or you're not?
I am not. I'm using my okay, but this is going to sound very, very crazy because now I know more about who I am,
Yeah.
what technology I use. Let's call it like this. So I know I use biophotons, so which is a human thing. We emit light. Everybody emits light. This like scientifically proven. And my vibration is so high that I can send the photons, direct them to the patient, and that helps the patient raise its vibration. And if they have a higher vibration, that helps their organs heal faster. So I'm not a healer. Clearly, I know I'm not a healer. I'm just helping them with my energy. It's like when you're around happy people, you become more happy. And if you are happy, you get less sick. It's just that's how it works. If you're depressed, you are more chances to be sick. How am I going to say this? Because this is absolutely crazy. Okay, so during a meditation, I was taken on board on a starship, actually, not physically, just my soul. That's the
Mhm.
visual I got. And they showed me a screen with symbols. And I came back with knowledge. It was just as a soul level, it was very abstract, but I knew it was real. It was very like when you do ayahuasca or something like this, but I did not take any substances. I don't do substances, so I knew it was not a trip. And I met other healers because some healers come to see me to get cleaned or to get healed also because they need it too. And some people can see energies. and they could see what I do and basically who I am, where my soul is coming from. And they said, I'm bringing a new technology for this planet, and I'm going to teach it to other humans. And they say I'm working on the etherical surgery, but at a very high speed. It's very, very fast. It's like 100 to 200 times faster than anything that they have seen. So, of course, for your audience, this is going to sound crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's going to resonate with a lot of people. I mean, it's just the success stories that you have. It can sound crazy all at once. If it works, it works, and
Yeah, it works. Yes,
it's
definitely.
incredibly interesting.
And they say we have never seen anybody work like this at this speed. So I don't see it because I don't see energy. So I have to trust what they say. And several people who don't know each other said the same thing. So I suppose this
Wow.
is true. It's extremely fast. So I basically repair. So what they explain to me is that we have this physical body and we have this energetical body, the etherical body, that is the copy. I work on the copy. I fix the copy so it can fix later the physical. So that's what they explain to me. In
Wow.
simple human terms, but I work very, very fast on this etherical surgery. This is all I can tell you because I'm still, it's still very fresh for me and I'm new to this world, which is blowing me away.
I'm very keen to keep up to date on your journey as you grow. I can only imagine you're going to, gather more information and yeah, through the experiences that you'll have. I'm sure your understanding will grow, and I'm very keen to follow that. So anybody who is listening, who is like me and would like to follow that, how can we do that? How can we, do you have a Facebook page or a website? How can we kind of keep following these success stories and the information that you're sharing with us?
So I only have a website. It's nightshiftguy.com. So I use this domain because I thought I would do this on Dream, like Edgar Casey, basically.
Hmm.
But then I did this during the day. So it's nightshiftguy.com. And there's also Instagram page at the bottom. You can click on the link and people can
Okay.
contact me via this.
Awesome. Well, I think we'll leave it there, but I would love to, suggest to you that to come back to come back on
Yeah.
the show again and chat more when you've grown and you've learned more and you have more to share. I'm certainly gonna click on Instagram and follow you on there. And anybody who's interested in, I guess, is it a session that they book with you? How can somebody send you an email or do they book online? And how how do they book, I suppose is my question. And then what does the journey look like? I want to know anybody who might want to get in touch with you who has something that they feel like needs to be healed. How
Mhm.
can they do it and what do they expect?
Okay, so we can book from my website, nightshiftguy.com. There's a calendar. So I take on 2 clients a day. The sessions are not timed. This is a choice I have done because during COVID, there were too many lonely people. And
Mhm.
I want to take care of people the right way. So sessions can be very long. They can be 3 hours, 4 hours. Uh, Whatever needs to be done, we do it this day. So just be
Yeah.
prepared. Don't expect a 1 hour session. I don't use a timer. So what a journey looks like, it's like when the patient comes, so I do a first reading without knowing anything about his or her condition, just to prepare the exchange of energy with our body so we can communicate better. I tell them what I see. So sometimes it's very abstract because it's geometry. And this is when I suppose I'm on the etherical body
Mm.
because I see lines and things like this. And when this process is finished, so the first reading lasts between 1 minute to 10 or 15 minutes, it depends. It's very variable. People sometimes feel energies during this process or see colors, they see things, and then they can ask all the questions they want. There is no limit to the number of questions, and we address them one by one. So they ask me, I have a problem with my eye. I look at the source of the problem. I can tell them, you don't eat enough carrots, for example. I don't know, because they are lacking a vitamin or something like this. Sometimes I tell them go to the dentist because that's what they need. I totally believe in science. I'm not
Mm.
against science. My hope is that we can join science and holistic for the
It's
best.
mine as well. Mm.
Yeah. And when there's something happening, and sometimes people have somatic experiences, they shake, they cry, they dance, they start to speak light language. And more recently, this is a very, very new, I would say, since last month and a half. I believe this is part of the big awakening. I have more and more people who activate their gifts. So they have their eyes closed and suddenly they open their eyes and they say, oh my God, Patrice, you have colors around you. I can see your aura. Or people start to get visual, or people start to channel. It's absolutely incredible what's happening. So it's like they get activated during the session and they activate their psychic gifts. I have more and more.
So these people, do they have to come in person, or are you doing this online as well? Because I know you said that you were seeing people in the States.
I do it on Zoom online. I have people from
Yeah.
all over the place: Canada, Australia, Poland, United States, everywhere. There's no limit.
Okay. So that person is sitting on Zoom with you. It's not that they're not engaging with you. You're connecting via Zoom for the entire duration of the session, regardless of how long that might be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you need to be in a quiet environment and have a good internet connection. That is the minimum.
Yeah. Wow. I'm definitely going to follow your journey. You've piqued my interest. I'm very keen to learn more and to see how you grow with this. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing with us all. I'm going to share your website. So anybody who was as interested as I am in the episode today, head over to thenightshiftguy.com. And if you scroll down, you'll also find a link to Instagram. You can follow Patrice there and reach out, send him a message. And if you have questions, definitely ask away. You can also comment on, if you're watching this video version on YouTube, then you can post your comments right there on the video and I'll make sure they get to Patrice as well. So thank you, Patrice, for joining today. I know it's late and I don't want to keep you too long, but I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. That's amazing.
Thank you. All right, everyone. If you've enjoyed the episode today, like I said, comment, let us know, reach out to Patrice, and make sure you hit the like button. Thanks again. Bye for now. Thanks for joining me on the Holistic Health Show. If you enjoyed the episode, subscribe now and get ready to embark on an incredible journey toward holistic wellness. Until next time, be well and stay holistic.